is to be able to read. So the complaint is being sent back to you along with your unsigned letter. You need ink in your postage meter. The time is running out for you to answer the summons. You had 20 days. The summons states default judgment will be taken against you. And this is without prejudice, Uniform Commercial Code, Book 1207, Glendora. Yours in truth and Amor Patriae, a chat with Glendora on 42 TV stations, including Washington, D.C. The service list is the Senate Judiciary Committee, the House Judiciary Committee, the Administrator of U.S. Courts, the President of the United States, George Bush, George McDermott, great patriot and pro se litigant and fighter in Washington, D.C., the Center for Judicial Accountability Incorporated, you, Glendora TV audience, the most important one on the list, and who to sue twice, and defendants Lee and Noblin. Amen. And so that's the number 9 legal paper out of 21 that piled up during the Rye Court Charles F. Dolan Cablevision litigation. And so now we're down to 8 more to do, right? And that bothers me so much about Christine Savarino and Cecilia ganging up on Langaletti, and Langaletti being so chicken and so un-American and backing out, and Langaletti doesn't even listen to my side of it. She just calls up and says she's going to defect. You know, she's just going to run away. She's a defector. That's pretty bad Americanism. But you know, as much as I'm upset about that, I know that God has a plan, and that this is going to turn out to be one of the greatest things that ever happened. That's the way it goes, folks. So, see you tomorrow morning. We'll work on number 8 and 7 maybe. And how many telephone calls a day? Only 20, folks. Just 20. But very good ones. This is complaint Omnibus 20. And this was served upon defendant Ralph Vega. And he's in the caption as number 2. Defendants Robert E. Heineman, or Robert Heineman, and Ralph Vega. Yes. Here's the envelope, a copy of the envelope that the complaint was served in. It's pretty plain, isn't it? Robert Heineman and Ralph Vega. Very plain, isn't it? Okay, you know what's going on? The complaint said at the top of the page, United States District Court, Wisconsin, didn't it? It did not say the United States District Court, Brooklyn. So, from the Eastern District of New York and Brooklyn, comes this letter from the clerk. You have to pay $150 if you're going to file a complaint in this court, or you have to make an application to proceed in form of papyrus, signed by so what do we got here? Another cheat and another lie. And another violation of Criminal Code, Title 18, 1001. And so, what is our remedy? A great, great, great big envelope. Open face for everybody to read on the postal trail. From here to Brooklyn, New York. Defendants Heineman and Vega cannot read. The complaint is addressed to them as shown infra. The caption says United States District Court, Wisconsin, and they think they can make the world think that Glendora is filing a complaint in the United States District Court, Brooklyn. Don't you look pretty foolish? The complaints are being returned to you Your time is running out to answer the summons. The summons says 20 days, or judgment will be taken against you by default. Glendora got everything she wanted without this court. Oneida Coward Mayors is no longer with Brooklyn Community Access TV. Glendora is. Domingo Martin is no longer with Brooklyn Community Access TV. Glendora is. This court accomplished nothing. The minimum requirement for a clerk is to be able to read. Yours in truth and in amor patriae, Glendora, on 42 TV stations including Washington, D.C. Without prejudice, Uniform Commercial Code Book 1, Section 207, Glendora. List of service: Senate Judiciary, House Judiciary, Administrator, U.S. Courts, George Bush, McDermott, Center for Judicial Accountability, Incorporated, Glendora TV audience, and to Who to Sue, and to defendants Vega and Heinemann. Well, folks, I told you about Langelotti in Harrison calling up and said that Cablevision called her. I played you her recording. Cablevision called her, and she doesn't want to be a signer anymore, so that's just more Cablevision extortion. And what are we going to do about that? I told you how upset I was about it, but then I thought about it, and it's part of God's plan, all of which we don't know, and maybe we will count this as one of the best things that ever happened to us. So I got out a letter this morning to Charles Dolan, a nice great big letter. Okay. And I'll read it to you. It's 2 sides. Everybody can read it. Okay. Shall we sit down? All right. So Charles Dolan created another defector. I think he's done about 25 of these extortion things. And the letter says, it's sent to Charles Dolan's home. Glendora worked hard and took time and traveled far to get a local resident to sign her papers to have her show on Harrison Portchester Cablevision. Parenthesis, a requirement you have no statutory authority to impose. Glendora gave the signer, Patricia Langelotti, a stamped, self-addressed envelope and asked her to tear off the top of a utility bill and send it to Cablevision. Another condition, you have no statutory authority to impose. On Monday, March the 9th, Glendora called Patricia, and Patricia said she got a letter from Cablevision, and Patricia said she would send in a utility bill tomorrow or so. Glendora thanked her. Tuesday, March the 9th, Glendora, yesterday, Patricia left a message on Glendora's answering machine. Somebody called her from Cablevision, and she's not going to be a signer. Do you know what this is, Charles Dolan? It is extortion. And Glendora is going to sue you for this and for the 20 or more other signatures, or 20 or more other signers that you have intimidated and chased away. She's going to sue you for the time of hers that you have cost, the labor, the telephoning, the mileage, and the stress, or also the postage. You are also going to be sued for failure of fiduciary responsibility to shareholders, wasting the money you do, the way you mess up public access and the courts, and for paying Christina and Cecilia to do the inadequate and insufficient job they do, not able to talk to Glendora on the phone and give Glendora the information she needs to administer her public access show, and for damaging her tapes so as to exercise editorial control. Glendora has a statutory right to public access, federal, state, municipal. She does not have to beg you for it. Yours in truth and in amor patria. Glendora, chat with Glendora on 42 TV stations, and yours are the worst. Without prejudice, Uniform Commercial Code, Book 1, Section 207, Glendora. I left out that he's also going to be sued for violating first come, first serve. And I guess we can add to that administrating public access on a first come, first serve basis. Jokes. Colleges are getting so academic and so strict, they will not give a college athlete his letter until he can tell you which letter it is. And you heard about the college football team that turned down the invitation to the Sugar Bowl because the quarterback had diabetes. The football fan fell asleep watching Monday Night Football and slept in the chair all night, and in the morning his wife shrugged him and woke him up and says, "Wake up, wake up, it's 20-7. He says, "Whose favorite?" And you heard about the Czechoslovakian football player. He was asked to read the bottom line of the eye chart, and he says, "Read it, I know him." Henry was standing at a grave and reading the epitaph on the tombstone, and it said, "Here lies a politician and an honest man." And his buddy Peter said, "How come they put two people in the same grave?" You knew about the man who had the unusual obituary in the newspaper. It says, instead of sending flowers, the family requests or donations, that the family requests that you make all donations to MasterCard, Visa, and American Express. And you can always count on your undertaker. Do you know that? Yeah, he's the last person in the world to let you down. Now, Johnson looked into the eyes of Gloria and said, "I look into your eyes and time stands still." And poor Gloria interpreted that as she had a face that would stop a clock. Carolyn has pedestrian eyes. They look both ways before they cross. And people say that I have nice even teeth. I do, because I do have nice even teeth. 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9 are missing. The golf partner showed up late, and his partner said, "What's the matter with you? Why are you late?" And the golf partner says, "I had to flip a coin to see whether I was going to play golf or whether I was going to mow the lawn." And the golf partner says, "So why did that take so long?" And the first golf partner says, "I had to do it 10 times. Okay. This is complaint omnibus 20. And this was served upon defendant Ralph Vega, and he's in the caption as number 2, defendants Robert E. Heineman, or Robert Heineman, and Ralph Vega. Yes. Here's the envelope, a copy of the envelope that the complaint was served in. It's pretty plain, isn't it? Robert Heineman and Ralph Vega. Very plain, isn't it? Okay, you know what's going on? The complaint said at the top of the page, United States District Court, Wisconsin, didn't it? It did not say the United States District Court, Brooklyn. So, from the Eastern District of New York in Brooklyn comes this letter from the clerk. You have to pay $150 if you're going to file a complaint in this court, or you have to make an application to proceed in form of papyrus, signed by so what do we got here? Another cheat and another lie. And another violation of Criminal Code, Title 18, 1001. And so, what is our remedy? A great, great, great big envelope. Open face for everybody to read on the postal trail. From here to Brooklyn, New York. Defendants Heineman and Vega cannot read. The complaint is addressed to them as shown infra. The caption says United States District Court, Wisconsin, and they think they can make the world think that Glendora is filing a complaint in the United States District Court, Brooklyn. Don't you look pretty foolish? The complaints are being returned to you. Your time is running out to answer the summons. The summons says 20 days, or judgment will be taken against you by default. Glendora got everything she wanted without this court. Oneida Coward Mayors is no longer with Brooklyn Community Access TV. Glendora is. Domingo Martin is no longer with Brooklyn Community Access TV. Glendora is. This court accomplished nothing. The minimum requirement for a clerk is to be able to read. Yours in truth and in amor patriae, Glendora, on 42 TV stations including Washington, D.C. Without prejudice, Uniform Commercial Code, Book 1, Section 207, Glendora. List of service: Senate Judiciary, House Judiciary, Administrator, U.S. Courts, George Bush, McDermott, Center for Judicial Accountability, Incorporated, U, Glendora TV audience, and to who to sue, and to defendants Vega and Heineman. Well, folks, I told you about Langelotti in Harrison calling up and said that Cablevision called her. I played you her recording. Cablevision called her, and she doesn't want to be a signer anymore, so that's just more Cablevision extortion. And what are we going to do about that? I told you how upset I was about it, but then I thought about it, and it's part of God's plan, all of which we don't know, and maybe we will count this as one of the best things that ever happened to us. So I got out a letter this morning to Charles Dolan, a nice great big letter. Okay. And I'll read it to you. It's 2 sides. Everybody can read it. Okay. To Shall we sit down? All right. So Charles Dolan created another defector. I think he's done about 25 of these extortion things. And the letter says, it's sent to Charles Dolan's home. Glendora worked hard and took time and traveled far to get a local resident to sign her papers to have her show on Harrison Portchester Cablevision. Parenthesis, a requirement you have no statutory authority to impose. Glendora gave the sign of Patricia Langelotti a stamped, self-addressed envelope and asked her to tear off the top of a utility bill and send it to Cablevision. Another condition, you have no statutory authority to impose. On Monday, March the 9th, Glendora called Patricia, and Patricia said she got a letter from Cablevision, and Patricia said she would send in a utility bill tomorrow or so. Glendora thanked her. Tuesday, March the 9th, Glendora, yesterday, Patricia left a message on Glendora's answering machine. Somebody called her from Cablevision and she's not going to be a signer. Do you know what this is, Charles Dolan? It is extortion. And Glendora is going to sue you for this and for the 20 or more other signatures, or 20 or more other signers that you have intimidated and chased away. She's going to sue you for the time of hers that you have cost, the labor, the telephoning, the mileage, and the stress. Oh, also the postage. You are also going to be sued for failure of fiduciary responsibility to shareholders, wasting the money you do, the way you mess up public access and the courts, and for paying Christina and Cecilia to do the inadequate and insufficient job they do, not able to talk to Glendora on the phone and give Glendora the information she needs to administer her public access show, and for damaging her tapes so as to exercise editorial control. Glendora has a statutory right to public access, federal, state, municipal. She does not have to beg you for it. Yours in truth and in amor patria. Glendora, chat with Glendora on 42 TV stations, and yours are the worst. Without prejudice, Uniform Commercial Code, Book 1, Section 207, Glendora. I left out that he's also going to be sued for violating first come, first serve. And I guess we can add to that administrating public access on a first come, first serve basis. Jokes. Colleges are getting so academic and so strict, they will not give a college athlete his letter until he can tell you which letter it is. And you heard about the college football team that turned down the invitation to the Sugar Bowl because the quarterback had diabetes. The football fan fell asleep watching Monday Night Football, slept in the chair all night, and in the morning his wife shrugged him and woke him up and says, "Wake up, wake up, it's 20-7. He says, "Whose favor?" And you heard about the Czechoslovakian football player. He was asked to read the bottom line of the eye chart. And he says, "Read it, I know him." Henry was standing at a grave and reading the epitaph on the tombstone, and it said, "Here lies a politician and an honest man." And his buddy Peter said, "How come they put two people in the same grave?" You knew about the man who had the unusual obituary in the newspaper. It says, instead of sending flowers, the family requests or donations that the family requests that you make all donations to MasterCard, Visa, and American Express. And you can always count on your undertaker. Do you know that? Yeah, he's the last person in the world to let you down. Now, Johnson looked into the eyes of Gloria and said, "I look into your eyes and time stands still." And poor Gloria interpreted that as she had a face that would stop a clock. Carolyn has pedestrian eyes. They look both ways before they cross. And people say that I have nice even teeth. I do, because I do have nice even teeth. 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9 are missing. The golf partner showed up late, and his partner said, "What's the matter with you? Why are you late?" And the golf partner says, "I had to flip a coin to see whether I was going to play golf or whether I was going to mow the lawn." And the golf partner says, "So why did that take so long?" And the first golf partner says, "I had to do it 10 times. Okay. Remember, we had 23 legal papers and letters came in the mail and piled up and couldn't be done during the Rye Court, Glendora versus Charles F. Dolan and Cablevision Systems Corporation. During that trial, the litigation, it took so many hours, so much life. We got 2 minutes, 1 minute before the 8:30 prayer. And guess what? Number 23 down through number 8 are done. It's either down through number 8 or down through number 7 are done. So I think I'll go over and try to do a couple more of them and then do the telephoning to see what havoc the crooks at Cablevision are doing under the leadership of the Emperor Napoleon. Okay, let's say prayer. First of all, the sunshine, do you see it? Spring sunshine. And the minister's wife tells me that the crocus leaves are poking up through the ground. So that's ebullience. These prayers are not so much prayers as they are remembering the ebullience and the exuberance of this wonderful life. And so let's say a prayer. No, let's take note of just a minute. Take the word ambiguous, okay, which means it's possible to have two meanings, to respond by two meanings. That's the word ambiguous, because of obscurity or indistinctness, equivocal, okay? There's nothing equivocal about this life, nothing at all. There's only one way to go. There's no two ways to take it. There's just one way to take it. And there isn't any obscurity, and there isn't any indistinctness. There's just one way. That's to be perfect and lead other people to be perfect. And to stand up for good and kindness and helpfulness. What did I do yesterday to be helpful? Oh, I squeezed out $4 from my our meager income to send to Arbor Day. Arbor Day is when they plant trees. We love trees. We don't like to see them cut down and hurt. Anything else? Yeah, calling 35 people on the phone. trying to help them. People who are lonesome, people who get themselves in such terrible messes, and try to help them out. So that's our prayer, or rather our acknowledgement at the 15-minute mark. It's not ambiguous, okay? It's very, very, very clear and distinct. Take care, Glendora. Chat with Glendora. 42 TV stations. And Cablevision is the worst. And we're looking forward to the day when Time Warner, very soon we hope, gobbles up Cablevision. Alas! Let's give you a pretty fade. Press this button. I can't tell the buttons from the screws. He doesn't want to do it. Okay. So we'll just cut out. What goes on the bed? Cross the road, kitty. Cross the road, kitty. He stays here now. He must weigh 25 pounds, wouldn't you say? 30 pounds? Cross the road, kitty stays here. I don't know if he crosses the road anymore or not. I hope not. Good news. Another fight for right. The Second Circuit, John Walker, Roseanne McKechnie, Gerard Whidbey. This complaint was served upon them. Is it pretty obvious to you that they are defendants in this complaint? And does the complaint say the United States District Court, Eastern District of Wisconsin, 7th Circuit? Here are the defendants: John M. Walker, Roseanne B. McKechnie, and Gerard Whidbey, 40 Foley Square, New York, New York, 10007. Okay, 07. Okay, so what do we get? They send back this complaint. All right. And they send back this letter. Enclosed are your papers received by this office. Despite our best efforts, we are unable to match these papers with any present appeal. Since these papers do not pertain to any matter pending before this court, we are unable to assist you. Well, what's the court got to do with it? Nothing. These two defendants happen to work for the court, but it has nothing to do with the court, you see. So what does this add up to? It adds up to fugitivism. This is how they were addressed by the envelope. Defendants, Roseanne B. McKechnie, the chief clerk of the Second Circuit, and Gerard Whidbey, a deputy clerk. I think it's pretty obvious that this was the complaint being served on these defendants. And it was opened or something by the U.S. Marshal Service, Southern District of New York. So what are you going to do about this, folks? Well, I think you know by now. You get a nice big envelope and you explain it to them that they've been caught again. It is easy to sue the Second Circuit. Almost every day they pull a cheat. This is the 316th cheat that Glendora has caught the Second Circuit perpetrating. Illiteracy is one of them. Glendora sued you, McKechnie and Whidbey. You have to answer the complaint. Glendora was not filing a complaint in your court. Does the caption page say U.S. Court of Appeals, Second Circuit? No, it does not. It says U.S. District Court, Wisconsin. Why is it so hard for clerks to read. The minimum you can expect of clerks is literacy. Next, you would expect a clerk would know how to handle a lawsuit. You answer the charges. Admit, deny, or not enough information to form a belief. It is time you answered the summons. You had 20 days, and it states, or default judgment will be taken against you. And so on the back of this, for everybody to see on the postal trail, we have the complaint, and it's pretty clear that they are the defendants in this complaint, and it's pretty clear that this complaint was filed in the District of Wisconsin, Eastern District of Wisconsin. As the complaint is being returned to you, see if you can get somebody to read it to you. Folks, there's the law. Title 28, U.S. Code, Section 636, that says, no magistrate judge, who really is nothing but a teacher's helper, no magistrate judge is to touch your case unless the judge gets your signature, your consent in writing. Now, you know more than United States district judges and United States magistrate judges. That is the law. Is there anything so difficult to understand about that? A magistrate judge has to have your consent in writing to handle your case. So Omnibus 16, which sued bad Judge Garbus in Maryland and many more bad judges, went to Bangor, Maine, United States District Court. And a Budinsky magistrate there, Kravchuk, thinks she's going to make her own rules. Constitution means nothing. The United States Code means nothing. She's going to handle the case, and she has no consent in writing. And then Woodcock, a copycat, a United States District Judge, comes along and rubber stamps it. And Glendora comes along and takes both of them to the United States Court of Appeals for the First Circuit in Boston. Well, a bunch of addleheads there. Addle means rotten, empty. Named Turarella and Howard and Bodine and Lynch and DeClerico did a terrible job on the appeal. Terrible. It's a nothing. It's a nothing. They get paid $140,000 plus, each one of these judges, your money, and it's nothing. Their output is zero. It's a fraud. And so also in addition to that, I wrote a judicial misconduct and disability complaint against Woodcock in Bangor and against Kravchuk in Bangor. And these boneheads in the First Circuit, that's where you place such a complaint, said they didn't do anything wrong. You know, violating a U.S. code, there's nothing wrong with that. Violating the Constitution, that's nothing wrong. Judges today uphold that. Violate the Constitution as much as you want. The more the better. And so, when the order came down from Bodine, who's the chief judge, I petitioned that. And when the Judicial Council came down on that, I think I petitioned that or asked for a review on that. And this is unbelievable. Guess what? This is the next step. Guess what comes next? This 3-page one page, two pages, 3 pages. Hey, this is signed by a judge, isn't it? You get up here, make sure you're seeing it. that signed by a judge? I don't think so. What is she? A secretary. A secretary. Is this signed by any judge? Let alone 3 judges, which you're supposed to have on the U.S. Court of Appeals? Well, instead of going through every one of their stupids, I just made a blanket letter, open letter, that everybody can see on the postal trail from here to Boston, Massachusetts. And it says, Susan J. Kruger, acting secretary, is being sued for impersonating a judge. And all of you should be sued for impersonating judges. You don't act like judges. Don't any of you read the law? 28 U.S. Code Section 636 states a magistrate has to have the litigant's consent in writing. Did Woodcock and Kravichuk and Bangor have Glendora's consent in writing? No. And other courts know this. Why don't you? Susan J. Kruger has no authority to affirm, deny, or order. What is frivolous is this 3 pages of dribble falsely submitted to Glendora on March the 2nd, year 2004. And you have all committed mail fraud. You have all demonstrated disability and misconduct. You have all been sued, and you have not answered the complaint, the summons. And again, you have violated 42 U.S. Code, Sections 1983, Civil Rights, 1985, Conspiracy, 18 U.S. Code, Section 1001, Lying and Cheating, 18 U.S. Code, Section 1941, Civil RICO, Racketeer Influence Crime Organization, plus numerous times, 28 U.S. Code, Section 636 you have violated. Inter alia, and other disamericanisms. Your summons did not include an accept, reject to a magistrate form because the court already knew that one party rejected, Glendora. You have to have the consent of all litigants. Bangor should have sent the summonses with an assent, reject form, but the treatment of this case has been addled from the bottom to this level. Summons told you 20 days or judgment by default will be taken against you. Without prejudice, Uniform Commercial Code, Section, Book 1, Section 207. That's the area code for the state of Maine, too. March the 10th, 04, Anno Domini, yours in truth and in amor patriae, Glendora, chat with Glendora on 42 TV stations. So we made brief work of that, and we also enclosed a matter of justice telling what these judges are doing all over the country. And one page is missing, so we just had better take care of that. Take my life and let it be consecrated, Lord, to thee. Take my hours and my days, let them flow in ceaseless praise. And count your thought. 41, springtime.
3 a.m.
That was great. I just finished calling Mr. Powell's office.
Powell, FCC.
They switched me. I spoke before the call was over to 3 people. The last person who said she would take my phone number and name and get back with me because none of them knew the information. I asked for the times, places, and cities and of
This is important, folks. Let me give you her number.
meetings in left Maine, California, South Dakota, and Washington, D.C. So as soon as they get back to me, I'll be getting back to you. I'm so excited it's your home state, which means that you might be able to go there and for a visit and be there and get a whole bunch of people to attend with you. Wouldn't that be wonderful? And the same message is so important because just like, about the Congress people need to passed in Congress which mandates that the networks contribute money and or equipment to the support of public education and governmental access via cable, and that we have universal coverage, so that satellite
I'm in love with a darling named Glendora. She works in the window of a department store. Eyes of blue, hair like gold, very young, but she'll never get old. Oh, Glendora, I want to see more of you. Oh, Glendora, oh, Glendora, oh, Glendora, I want to see more of you.
Then flow in ceaseless praise. And count your thought. 41, springtime.
3 a.m.
That was great. I just finished calling Mr. Powell's office.
Powell, FCC.
They switched me. I spoke before the call was over to 3 people. The last person who said she would take my phone number and name and get back with me because none of them knew the information. I asked for the times, places, and cities of
This is important, folks. Let me give you her
all
number.
meetings in left Maine, California, South Dakota, and Washington, D.C. So as soon as they get back to me, I'll be getting back to you. I'm so excited it's your home state, which means that you might be able to go there and for a visit and be there and get a whole bunch of people to attend with you. Wouldn't that be wonderful? And the same message is so important because just like, about the Congress people need to get a bill passed in Congress which mandates that the networks contribute money and or equipment to the support of public education and governmental access via cable, and that we have universal coverage so that satellite users and people with just plain old antennas on their heads are hooked up with cable so that they can, at a flip of a switch on their television, get town board meetings, government meetings, etc. And that also, we should make them contribute to C-SPAN, so that C-SPAN, like we're trying to get Cablevision and all the cable companies to make sure that C-SPAN 1, 2, and 3 is available in broadcast basic for the poor. Well, that costs money. This is a public service, and the networks and the satellite companies should contribute to cable companies so that is also achieved. Because think of the win-win situation here for cable companies and for the public. And in fact, the goodwill that satellite companies and networks will be adding to their balance statement. And we will have an informed
Tuesday,
Electorate.
time 11 a.m.
It's Mary.
of messages. 2, save all.
We will have an informed electorate. But what did that do when George Bush was appointed president? and not elected by the
Press
people,
3
people
and
appointed president by the
send
Supreme
mailbox
Court of the United
number.
States.
2. Play all messages in a
No, it's
mailbox.
pretty bad.
Press
They've
1.
stolen your government.
Send
You're kidnapped. Your
mailbox.
government has been kidnapped.
For other commands, press messages. Deleted. 2. Save all messages. Hang up. 2. Delete all messages. In a mailbox, press 3 and send.
Our life has been so full of Charles F. Dolan law-breaking and Cablevision Systems Corporation that we haven't been keeping an eye on our friend this month. There he is. He's beautiful. He's beautiful. March the 11th. Isn't he nice? Today we get 4 cats spayed. My neighbor's 4 cats. That's 10 altogether. And I'm glad this is over. You just can't find homes for new kitties, adorable as they are. So folks, we took 4 kitty cats to be spayed. 4 of my neighbor kitty cats, and that'll be 10 altogether. And I'm so glad this is going to be over. But I didn't want rabies shots because I think that's nothing but a rip-off. I think it's a racket. When was the last time they had a case of rabies, right? So I opposed that. But I was coerced into it. So that's 4 kitty cats spayed for $200. And altogether it's cost about $1,000. And then errands. Errands that piled up during the Rye, Dolan, Cablevision. Disaster. It's not a disaster, but law breaking. And then errands. And there goes another $200 or $300. But did you see what kind of a day it is?
rehearsal next Saturday night too, so it was kind of a combo. All right.
Where's everybody after the supper?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean indigestion?
Well,
Well, there's a lot of people sick.
From the supper?
No, they didn't even show up to vote because they were sick.
Okay,
and some people were probably involved doing other things too, so.
okay. What do you call fake spaghetti?
Uh-oh.
The great imposter.
All right.
Oh,
Play on words there, good. All right. Darlene.
Yes, we have 2 carloads of young men returning from Montreal today, and I'd like traveling mercies for them. And we are pleased that my sister Pauline is worshiping with us this morning, and traveling mercies for them this afternoon.
Because she's not just going to go directly home, right? You're not going just directly home, are you? You have to go on an angle down to Milford? Yeah. So they're going to take the scenic route. That's Milford, Connecticut. I understand. Okay. Now, did I see a hand up? Yes, I did.
No, she's not healing as well as we expect it to be, and she doesn't like being where she is, and she wants to be home. I just pray that her legs start working.
Which nursing home, go
She's
ahead.
at Barnwell.
Barnwell, okay.
She has a lot of circulatory problems. She's very frustrated.
What is her name, Kitty?
Thank you that we have been born into a living hope, and that even though the days may be uncertain ahead of us, yet we know that you walk with us every step of the way. For you alone, Lord, are God, and we owe our very being to you. Encourage our hearts, Lord, that as we go forth from here, you will be with us for the work week. I will never leave you or forsake you. Amen.
Church is over, folks. It helps you. You must go. You must go. It will help you. It's one of the things that will help you, along with devotions every day, along with every 15 minutes, remembering the exuberance and the beauty of it, and the happiness and the joy, along with your prayers, along with praying without ceasing, along with giving thanks without ceasing, along with the oneness, along with the right thought, and along with doing good things. Right now we're going to do a very good thing. We're going to show nasty Natalia that you can't treat people like that. And there's a difference between money being liked and being good. So nasty Natalia is pretty well advanced in the writing. Here is the complaint. And maybe it'll get finished today. Do you want me to read it to you? Okay. Here's Nasty Natalia, the last 10 pages being printed. I hope to file it today, and I hope to serve it today. It's 110 pages or more. Next job is to collate it, staple it, and what was right. We stood up against another dirty landlord and another dirty lawyer. A cheater, a misrepresenter, and it was good. We won. It was adjourned. I've got to read you the whole case. It's about a nasty landlord and about a nasty lawyer.
Okay, Vesta, I'm coming here tomorrow instead of today. I'll be here tomorrow, okay? I just wanted you to know. Thank you.
I believe it was Natalia. And did you hear what she said? She said, "Will you please open the door?" And she said, "I'm coming here tomorrow." That she wasn't coming today, I guess. That's the audio. The video's no good. What time was it? That's 11:44. This camera is on standard time. No, daylight saving time. This is the time right here. Terrific.
I got it. Yeah. Please make sure you know, we'll be here tomorrow morning.
I can tell you right now.
You got watch on?
Yes, it's 125.
Okay.
Now, Chuck, you see anything else that'll fit in here?
Not really. Everything else is pretty well.
All right, let's just walk through. This is good. These are all empty, I told you. Okay, office 2. Yep, that can go. Good idea. Good idea.
Vacuum?
No. We're doing great. That can go. And I think that's it, honey. Don't you?
Yeah, so I can see that shovel right here.
Well, I don't want to bring us bad luck.
Yeah.
This is really a back road, Chuck. He did a great job. He certainly did a great job. Okay, we're recording on the video camera. Wow. And we're recording on the audio tape recorder. It'll be interesting to see. Yes, this is shorter. Nasty Natalia was there all the time I was moving things to the museum. I did not speak one word to her. Chuck says that she was asking this man to clean up the place. There was mud all over the place, mud all over, filling up the house. I don't know if I'll ever be able to salvage my rug. So that's added another hour to Natalia. Nobody's following us. This is real country. So when you get up to this stop sign and this curve, and that peach-colored house, you take this left, and now you're on a major road, because it's got a double yellow stripe. Well, he's something the way he knows these roads. Gant. Route 66, Route 9H. What route is this? Chuck. You should slow down. Let me catch up with you. Remember, I don't know where I'm going. I don't want to lose you. I want this job done. Isn't that pretty up here? Oh, we caught up with him. Okay, we have a time to rejoice at 1:45. We're on the road. Can you remember that now, book? At 1:45, we're on the road. Route 22 and Route 21. Oh, I don't think that's shorter, Chuck.
I'm in love with a darling named Glendora. She works in the windbag at the department store. Eyes of blue, hair like gold, very young, but she never get old. Oh, Glendora, I want to see more of you. Oh, Glendora, oh, Glendora, oh, Glendora, I want to see more of you.
I'm pressing charges against this woman. I'm lying in jail. Okay, good. I'm glad we got the audio tape going. We aren't being followed. That was construction, county construction. Beautiful day. Beautiful day. I'm going to stop. These are the plastics that I put down and cardboards to try to get into the house without mud over the soles of my shoes. But as you can see, it doesn't work. Now this is because negligent, nasty Natalia doesn't know how to manage property and doesn't know how to fulfill a landlord-tenant obligation. Look at this mud. Look at it. Look how deeply the sole of the shoe goes into that. And every day, one of them is down here harassing me, leaving papers all over the place. This one, another one up there. Oh yes, it is. She took my gasoline jug and went away with it. She violated this. She opened this door and went into my other door. She doesn't understand that a landlord cannot sell possession of the property and continue to possess it herself. She just understands that. So we'll have to make a complaint to the Realtors Association she belongs to as incompetent. Come into the house, look at this rug. It was a beautiful rug. Look at it, all mud. This towel was clean, Sunday, white clean. Look at it. And the other door, that towel. We'll look at that towel. Look at it. It was clean Monday. Pure white. The museum is beautiful. I don't know why I keep forgetting to videotape for it. But most of the museum moving has been done. All of these are empty except the tapes to wrap on Sunday. That one right down there. These are all empty. And there's just 3 columns here to go to the museum. That one, and then these are all empty. And the people in Hudson fixed the vacuum cleaner handle, I think. No, I don't think it comes off. They put glue on it. Thank you. This was my hot closet. Oh, it was so nice. The furnace puts in a lot of heat into this closet. And you come in out of the cold and your coat is wet, cold. You hang it there and it dries so peacefully and comfortably. And that's the scene today, on March the 25th. The time is 1 hour behind this because this is still on standard time. So folks, here's the evidence that I picked up these cardboards and disposed of them. It's kind of hard to do that and operate the camera at the same time. Hold still. Shut the door of the camera. There. And there's Tammy going to work. She could be a witness. Let's see if I can do this, pulling the camera under my arm, picking up the trash bag. Isn't this great landlord maintenance? Isn't this great landlord warranty of habitability? I hope I don't drop the camera into the mud. $300. That's the last one. There was 6. And now I'll show you the other ones. Let's take this one. Nice weather, isn't it, Kitty? Nice weather, isn't it, Chase? Trying to get this open without a muddy hand. Here are the other 3 bags. 1, 2. No, I guess it's 2. Maybe it's 3. There they are. Too bad rubbish collection was yesterday. Let's go down and see if we have a Phillips. Hello? Hi? Megan?
How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine, thank you for asking. How are you doing?
Good.
That's good.
We have to watch her for 3 weeks now.
We'll watch that kitty cat?
Yeah.
We have to watch that kitty cat for 3 weeks? Isn't she cute, huh? What's her name?
Little. No, we have to watch Samantha.
Oh. You're going to live here, Samantha?
No. Just here. She's just coming over tomorrow. She's coming over tomorrow because it's a half day.
Half day at school?
Yeah. Fluffy, fluffy, fluffy.
Yeah, there's your baby.
Fluffy runs away.
Megan, do you have a Phillips screwdriver I can borrow? Could you find? Yeah, could you find out for me? She's a cute cat, isn't she, little? You have nice blonde hair and blue eyes. You're lucky. Look at this little fella.
I think that was Sneakers.
Yeah, they're Sneakers. Clancy, that's his middle name. Sneakers Clancy. Would you ask your mother, Megan? Would you please ask your mother if she has a Phillips screwdriver? I unfortunately took mine. I had 2 of them. I took them both to the museum by mistake.
Oh, crap. What? Want to go in?
Where do you live, Samantha?
I live up at Old Chatham,
Oh, way up there? Uh-huh.
and at the bottom of the bridge where Old Chatham starts.
Oh, and you go to school down here?
Yeah,
Oh, that's nice. What grade are you in?
3rd.
My, you're nice and big. You're nice and big.
That's it.
Oh, how nice.
Oh, your hands look dirty.
Oh, well, I was cleaning up that, you know, the cardboards I put down to keep my feet clean
Oh, yeah.
before I went into the house,
Oh.
and they get all muddy. Thank you, honey, very much.
Yeah.
I don't know how your mother finds it so fast.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah. Oh, bye, Megan. I'll see you soon.
I'll see you in the afternoon, maybe.
Oh, I hope so. Samantha's very pretty. She's got blue eyes and blonde hair.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll pick up this litter. Oh, beautiful,
Fluffy. Christina.
yeah, she got caught in that tree and was crying her little head off.
I really want her back. I want her.
Oh, yeah, they're all coming back.
Oh, yeah.
That tree over there, she got caught in, and she was crying, and she couldn't figure out how to get out. So I went over, and then I stood to her, and I says, come down backwards, come down. And she started to come, and she started to come, and she did come down backwards a little way, but then she jumped. You know who's the smartest one about going up trees and getting down again?
Chase.
Yeah. How'd you know that?
Because he's a good climber. Come on, Fluffy. Fluffy, babe. I can see why you told him. Isn't she cute?
Isn't she lovely? Oh, she's lovely, and she's full of it. She's very musical. Now listen, you come down there backwards, Miss Connie. You come down there backwards.
Come on, Fluff.
Is this anything you want, honey? It came
No,
up.
that's not mine. I think that's Devin.
Oh.
Fluffy, come on.
Come on, honey. Come on. Boy. Well, I'd be glad to get my hands clean. Come over here, sink. Watch what it's going to do to this beautiful white sink. We rejoice. We rejoice. Everything works just right. Everything's done just right. There's a plan. And it comes out just right. Oh, does that ever feel good? Okay. Every 15 minutes, jubilation. Great universe. Great world. Great creation. Interesting cats. Interesting people. There. That looks very improvement. I don't know, you have to do dishes all day to get this out. So, goodbye for the time being. Talk to you soon. Look at that. Isn't that disgusting on your boot? All right, now this is good. It used to be 4 times this much. Do not enter. Do not enter. So the situation is that nasty Natalia is a realtor, and she doesn't understand that when she sells a possession of the property to somebody, she can't enter without their permission or unless it's an extreme emergency.
I'm in love with a darling named Glendora. She works in the window of a big department store. Eyes of blue, hair like gold, very young, but she never get old. Oh, Glendora, I want to see more of you. Oh, Glendora, oh, Glendora, oh, Glendora, I want to see more of you. She's so shy that I don't know how I found her. Three big bodyguards always walking around her. No one just nods and two just grins. The three got a mouthful of safety pins. Oh, Glendora, I want to see more of you. Of you. Oh, Glendora. Oh, Glendora. Oh, Glendora, I want to see more of you. More of you.
Dishes all day to get this up. So, goodbye for the time being. Talk to you soon. Look at that. Isn't that disgusting on your boot? Alright, now this is good. It used to be 4 times this much. Do not enter. Do not enter. So the situation is that nasty Natalia is a realtor, and she doesn't understand that when she sells a possession of the property to somebody, she can't enter without their permission or unless it's an extreme emergency. So she has been ignoring that. And so she's going to try to break in today. And here's a few obstacles in her. Okay. Okay, call the police. Call the police. 392 3451. We are jubilant. It's 9:45.
Sorry, Police Department.
Emergency, please send police as fast as possible to 29A Center Avenue,
Center Avenue?
Center Street.
Center Street, 29 Center Street?
Yes.
What kind of emergency do you have?
The emergency is that I'm the tenant and I have possession of the premises, and the landlord doesn't understand that, and the landlord cannot come into my place without, unless it's an extreme emergency. There is no extreme emergency, and I'm terrified.
And what's your name?
Glendora.
Glendora?
Yes.
Okay, we'll send somebody down.
I thank you. What's your name, officer?
My name is Darlene.
Thank you. I'm
the
glad to meet
secretary
you.
here.
Oh, I'm glad
Send
to.
somebody down.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Bye-bye. I believe she's waving her hand. And I believe she's leaving. The technician she had so-called is Ed, the one who put the faucet on backwards. She is leaving. Okay, remember this camera is on standard time. The real time is 10:45 a.m. Now I'll take away the obstacles. No. Okay, we will rate. 10:45, we rejoice. 10:43, invasion. 10:45, we rejoice. 10:45, wait for police. And when you make the charge, put on yesterday's charge too. Once this woman charged, I press charges. I want her prosecuted. Charges, prosecuted, fined and jailed. Well, we got rid of her and her technician. We're waiting now for the police. How's this audio tape doing? Oh, it's on. Keep the audio tape running. We're waiting for the police. Now, this is what I would have done yesterday, but I was so busy trying to move things to the other storage place in the Niven Museum, really. That goes the next time. Okay, I'll turn off the recording. I'm watching for the police. We did such good work this morning. We got the plants on their way. We got the walls cleared. We did the chores. So my possession of the premises has been preserved for now. It's just harassment and also nosiness in violation of privacy. Here's the police. Here's the police. Are you going, camera? Camera's recording. Okay, audio tape is recording. Come in, officer. Come in out of the rain. Come right in my house. Now, I'm the tenant, and I have possession of the premises. That's a New York State real property law.
Right.
And the landlord can enter only if there's an extreme emergency.
Right.
There is no extreme emergency. And this woman has harassed me until I'm terrified. And she puts these notices all over the place. Here's one. Okay, now she came here in a vehicle with a man named Ed that I know to be Ed. I would like to know what a service technician is. He put the faucet on backwards. You go there, you turn the faucet. Let's see, I've forgotten how to do it. I have to do it every time I do it.
You recording?
Yeah. Is that okay?
No, it's not okay.
Yeah, it is. You're in my home.
Okay.
And, officer, I'm sorry, I don't know your name.
My name is Officer McDowell.
Nice to meet you, officer. It is in litigation. It's in the hands of Village Justice Dixon. I am suing her for April 13th, another action. This is another action. I'm also going to bring a case against her, I think, in Supreme Court in Albany, or the United States District Court in Albany. But I just don't have any peace. She was here yesterday, and well, that's one contention. She doesn't do anything about the mud, no rocks, no stone. But she was here yesterday with a stranger on the property of which I have possession. I paid my rent. I paid for this. She sold the possession to me. She doesn't have any right to try to take it away from me unless she wants to get back the money. Now, officer, I'm not kidding. I want her charged. I want her prosecuted. I want her fined in jail.
For what?
No, don't open that, please.
Yep. Yeah, come on in. We're being recorded, just so you know.
Okay, no problem.
Good afternoon. Good morning,
Okay.
Chief.
Morning.
Here, let me walk. Okay, I'll start again. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, go ahead.
I've forgotten. You're McDowell.
Yeah, Officer McDowell.
And you're Chief
Well,
Biolini.
B-O-E-H-M-E.
Oh. My name is Glendora.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Chief Bohm, I'm the tenant here,
Yes.
and I paid the rent,
Mm-hmm.
and I have possession of the property.
Mm-hmm.
And pursuant to the New York State real property law, a landlord cannot enter the premises when you're in the possession of the tenant unless it's an extreme emergency.
Or they give prior notice that they need to get an
No.
entry.
Only if there's an extreme emergency.
Okay. Well, we're not gonna get into the technical end of it. I just advise the landlord to contact their attorney and let them take care of it. So, I don't think there's any more issues here.
Yeah, there are issues.
What's the
I am
other?
terrified most of the time. I never
Okay.
have any peace because she is always harassing me, putting signs up all over the place, putting stuff here, there, and everything. Yesterday she was on this property. I was trying to get some things over to a storage place that we have. And I had to do it because the man who was helping me had only this much time. I would have stopped then and called the police. She was here with a stranger walking around and around and around, looking in the windows. And so I want her charged. I want to charge her. I want her prosecuted.
Okay. I think the best thing to do is to tell her to
We'll we're gonna have to, we'll talk with the district attorney and see if there's any
Yeah,
legal
right.
standing on it. In the meantime, I would advise you to contact your lawyer.
I'm sorry, I am a pro se. Chief Bohm, as I told Officer McDowell, the one case is in litigation already before Judge Dixon,
Mhm.
Justice Dixon. And then I brought another case again, I brought a second case against her.
Mhm.
It's not a counterclaim, it's a original action. And that's going to be heard on April 13th.
Okay.
And then, as I told Officer McDowell, I am going to sue her. It perplexes me, the village of Chatham. It has only a limited jurisdiction of $3,000, and you have to sue where it happened.
Or
The
in the,
court venue.
or in the city of Hudson.
How is that, the city of Hudson? You
But
just,
it's the county seat. It says city, that's why.
I know it's a county seat, but it didn't happen in Hudson.
Well, it could be sued in the location where the person lives or in the city of Hudson.
Okay, then that'll be my next step, because the jurisdiction of the county court is
County,
50,000.
the county seat, yeah.
Jurisdiction of the county
You
civil
can do
court.
you can do it in the city of Hudson.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
50,000. And state court, yeah, that is state court, okay. And then also I'm considering a federal violation of civil rights action. And that would be in the United States District Court,
That's your.
Northern District
but,
of New York.
But
Oh,
just so you know, the landlords have certain rights. They're entitled to protect their property.
Extreme emergencies is
well,
the only
they're-
exception.
They're also entitled to have accessibility to the property when they give you notice.
No.
And
To show it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
No, they can't show it. I have possession of it.
Well,
If she
they-
wants to show it, give me back my money.
Okay. Well, like I said, take this to your attorney or take it before the court. But there's I
Okay.
would go forward like that. Okay.
Yes, I
All right.
will.
All right.
I'm glad you told me about Hudson. Now I know where to
Yeah,
go.
you can go right to Hudson if you wish.
Yeah.
Okay.
I put all these obstacles there to stop her. She moved all the obstacles. They're my property.
Man, what's your last name?
Fuel.
You'll, there, thank you. I forgot paper.
Yes, thank you, sir. Just drop it. Just drop it. Thank you. No, I want them out there. Thank you anyway. Gentlemen, thank you for answering the summons to our citizen.
No problem.
God bless you.
Anytime you need us, let us know.
Oh, boy, yes. Yes, I do. Oh, and look, officer. Look, officer McDowell. She wants possession of if she wants possession of the premises, let her pay for it. Let her give her back my money. And then she can have it. Do you think it is 11 o'clock straight up? Jubilation, jubilation, jubilation. Police are very, very sensitive about being recorded. Very, very sensitive. I guess it's since the Los Angeles case. Okay, what am I going to say? 11 o'clock is jubilation. And so let's write up the log. And the hours and the dollars. I want her charged, I want her prosecuted, I want her fined and jailed. Now why are they so long coming? What did they do? Stop at Natalia's first? Well, maybe. But I have to stay my post here. It said very interesting that she ran fugitive the instant that I called the police. Very, very interesting. Now, do you want these on audio tape or videotape? Audio tape. I wanted you to see how she tossed around my possessions. You know how it was. I showed it to you. How the thing was. And so she tossed everything around, put the shovels over here. Move the little pans, move the table. My business is television, okay? I report on TV. Consumer ripoff, injustice in the courts, police brutality, inter alia. And I have fasted until noon. I got a little peace now. First time I felt I could eat something. This will all come up in the lawsuit when I have it written and when I read it to you. Everybody's waiting for me. So, and we're leaving at 4 o'clock. Can you remember that? And can you find the pen? Well, I think that's all. You're supposed to have pens all over the place. In your pocketbook. In your glove compartment. This is my new road. Thank heavens it's off of Route 66. Oh, he's so sweet. What a wonderful, good-natured neighbor. He's so sweet. And his friend John is so nice. Okay, so it was exactly 10 miles over, and we're starting at 19. God, it's so wonderful at 4:30. How wonderful it is, God. How wonderful it is. Icky bush. Pray without ceasing. 39, pray without ceasing. 40, pray without ceasing. 41, pray without ceasing. 42, pray without ceasing. 43, pray without ceasing. 44, pray without ceasing. 45, pray without ceasing. 46, pray without ceasing. 47, pray without ceasing. 48, pray without ceasing. 49. We're perfect. 50. 51. We're happy. 52. We're happy. 53. We're happy. 54. There's the red, white, and blue desk on the back of a truck going to the new place.